Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a reading on Jennifer Kesse. Now, for true crime fans and for people that are interested in mysteries and missing people, you might be familiar with her case. Let me see if I can bring up a picture for you here. Let me see how that works here. This is Jennifer, in case you might remember. Let me see if I can make this there we go. Can I make this even? Oops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, well, you saw the picture. There we go. Sorry about the cat. I got the windows open. The wound back. You're going to probably hear various noises, but I do ask you for your patience. All right, so this is Jennifer, and some of you will probably recognize her beautiful face. And she had bought a condo. I'm not going to give you the full dialogue, but I will include a wiki link so that you can refresh yourself regarding the more, details regarding her case. Again, sorry about the wound back. I want that to be the last time I say I'm sorry about the wound back, but it will be for this video. All right. Now, she had a condo, and there was, long story short, work that was being done on this condo, and there were a lot of tradespeople in there that unfortunately were also living at the condos. So apparently there were some that were right across from Jennifer. And there were women that were complaining to the supposedly secure community. That's what they sold themselves on being secure. And I guess nothing was done. But women, were saying that they didn't feel comfortable. There was a lot of eyes put on a particular manager of maintenance, and I still don't know what quite to think about him. His name that he went by was Chino. This might be more than some of you may know. I actually learned this relatively recently, with as much as over the years that I've looked at this case. But it may not have been him. It could have been any of the other, in my opinion, persons that they had staying there. And I do, because of readings that I've done in the past, feel like this person was someone that was with that group of tradespeople. So I'm just going to throw cards now and see what I can get regarding if it was indeed more like a yes, no with the tradespersons, and if she'll be found. I will look at justice for her, but I think that if they had been able to catch the person, you never know though, right? You never know. There's been cases that have been cold for over 40, 50 years that have been solved. So I always try to keep a positive hope, but let's just see what we get, okay? And thank you for listening to me while I shuffle the cards. It helps me to kind of get in the zone. See, Jennifer was fairly young. Let me just get into that as well. So Jennifer was 24 years old. She was born kind of on the cusp between Gemini and Taurus, back in, well, Back in 2006, she was 24 years old. Just I like to bring the humanity, the person, that they're not just a victim. There's so much more than just their disappearance or mystery, you know? All right, let's just see. So I'm going to ask Holy Spirit, I'm going to ask my spiritual mentors to help me to read the cards as clearly as I can and to interpret accurately as I can. The person who took, or person or persons that took or are responsible for Jennifer's disappearance, were they connected or were they working for the complex on the condos? Were they there as tradespersons? Were they part of that group that was living and working there? So was the person or persons responsible for Jennifer's disappearance, were they part of the group that was working at the condos? Getting a Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups. That to me is a yes. And it makes me feel with that Page of Cups that they have a youthful or kind of an immature, possibly even disposition. And with this Ten of Cups, there's a feeling of they don't take or didn't take things too seriously. There may have been that the Cups energy can be some party, substance issue. Now, Jennifer, I feel like, is here with this Queen of Swords as more of the Gemini. Because remember I said I'll be looking for, in my case, when I do a reading, I look to see if I can find the birth date. It just helps me to kind of have more context. So I'm going to say this is Jennifer because that's what I was asking, if she would, be representative of the air sign or Taurus. So, and she falls on the cusp, but here we see her coming with air. And I feel like this is her. Okay. And I read in pairs. So I'm getting the Chariot, and I'm getting potentially her vehicle. Now, it was known that she went out to her vehicle. She was going to leave to go to work, and she never made it to work. And her work called, and it's like, where is she? This was not like her. So the last person she had spoke to on the phone the night before at 10 o'clock to give her a little bit of a timeline was her boyfriend. But by the morning, her car was gone. She hadn't gone to work, and she disappeared. Later, they did find her vehicle, and they do have, on very poor recording quality, unfortunately, what looks like a male reparking her car where they found it and getting out and walking away very casually. So we know that at least one male is involved. It's such a shame the cameras were like a potato then. All right, so we're getting maybe even that this person may have initially greeted her in the morning in a very lighthearted way, or like good morning, or like acted friendly even. And I wonder if to some degree they were seeming like overly helpful or, friendly. with that Ten of Cups, quite possibly. So the Queen of Swords, and again, pardon that wound back. I didn't mean to say that again, but pardon it. Getting very clearly is going to work with the vehicle, the Chariot, and then we get the Moon and the Three of Swords. So yeah, I think this is pointing to the fact that yes, the answer is giving me a yes, that it's somebody, as I did ask, from the group that was there working, because I got 2 positive cards to begin with in response to that. And then I'm shown her, and I feel like her vehicle, her trying to leave, her trying to go, have movement, be mobile. And then the Moon and the Three of Swords show up, which unfortunately shows to me like this is someone kind of slipping under the water. Now, I don't know. Does this mean that that she was placed in water? Because with some cases that I've read on later, we've actually, when I've gotten this card, actually found the person to be in water. Just to keep an open mind. But with the Three of Swords, it looks like something befell her that was very painful, heartbreaking. It can indicate also premature passing in some cases. Let's just see what else we get. So I feel like somebody had, at the time that she was going to leave in the morning, interrupted her, abducted her, and I think changed her life and brought a great deal of heartbreak and sorrow to her family. Okay, we're getting the Sun and the Six of Wands. So there's a sense of recognition of accomplishment here. And there's someone, at least someone feeling that they are exposed or the light is on them. Let's see what else I get with that Six of Wands, because it's like, I feel like this is identification almost. And maybe that's the case with that Chino fellow. Again, this is all alleged and for education and entertainment purposes. We get the Five of Cups. There is loss and mourning. What a strange set of cards to get. And the Hierophant. So I'm wondering, was someone having, did someone's relationship or a marriage quite possibly fail with the Hierophant? Because often the Hierophant can be that, and they felt accomplished. The person that did this, like they got away with it. I definitely think that they got away with it. And they're out free. What else are we getting? The Ten of Wands and the Five of Wands. So here then we're shown an assault, and we're shown the very weighty, heavy card of the Ten of Wands. And that is where you just release all this stress, this burden. And unfortunately, I'm getting a sense of someone taking out their stress and built up whatever, animosity, tension, anger, frustration. That worries me. And there's a sense of someone here, a man. We're getting the Emperor, and we're getting the Four of Cups, where there is a sense of detachment. It can be someone that does not care. This person could be married. This could be also saying that this person that did this, at some point got married may have even had children with the Emperor card. And we're also shown that they don't have a great deal of empathy, that there's a part of them that is kind of indifferent, because the Four of Cups is a card of being bored or indifferent or disassociating from reality. So I'm feeling like, after I'm shown what I feel like is taking one's frustrations out to the point that you just, and cards of a male figure that just does not seem to empathize, that kind of tells a story there. Oh, and we get the Tower with that in the Nine of Pentacles. So to me, there is a sudden loss that's unexpected. And I feel like there is the loss of living a fairly comfortable life that is not anticipated. I know that a number of people that were working there left, because I think that they knew that one of them was suspected. Some of them probably even knew or had a good idea who it might have been out of them. But I think that this was still a surprise, and I do feel that not only for Jennifer, also because I think the place touted itself as quote unquote secure, but they didn't have a camera on her building. This place should have been, if it wasn't, sued for not having a safe environment. It was fraudulent. I mean, instead what they had was a guard that was supposed to sign people in and out. And sometimes that guard wasn't there, apparently, from what I come to understand. So very slovenly work by the community, the supposed secure community she was living in. Okay, I'm getting a King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. I think this could be the individual, because we're looking at work again, and I was asking if it was one of the people that was working there. So I'm feeling fairly confident that it was at least one of the males working there, and maybe had just started working there with that opportunity of employment with the Ace of Pentacles. All right, let me shift questions. I'm satisfied. Oh, look at this. The Four of Wands and the Devil. To me, this represents, yes, it's somebody within the residential, the home, grounds, the locale. And since I was asking, was it somebody that was amongst that group? To me, the devil in that is yes. This person has a very dark, hidden side to them. All right. I'm going to put this, just pause this, and then I'm going to get on to the next part of the question regarding Jennifer's case. I'm going to ask a question that I hope you won't find too insensitive, but just to kind of get an idea where she might be. I'm going to ask where her remains, what kind of an environment, what did they do, what kind of a place did they leave her? Was it local, close to the area? So where are Jennifer's remains? Are they local to where she was living? Where are Jennifer's remains? Jennifer Kesse, Orlando, Florida, 2006. Where did the persons responsible end up leaving her? Because I don't feel like I don't feel like she's still with us. I feel so bad for her family. I'm a parent, so. Okay, we're getting the Page of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. This makes me feel like he had help. He may have gotten a couple of people to get active and help him to do something with it. Because the Three of Pentacles is also about the workplace, and it's about working with a small group of people, not just yourself. So this tells me, though he may have acted alone initially, I think he got some help. And I do think that the help came from people that he was working with this kind of a card that is speaking of earning and working and that kind of thing, and people that you work with. Okay, so they moved her. There was a plan that this person had with the Seven of Pentacles and Justice. Maybe I'm hopeful that this is indicative of eventually law will find what happened or about the plan or come across something. This also does show like the roots that are beneath. I hope that this means that maybe wherever she is, that at some point she could be located by law, or there would be law enforcement coming in. I really do, but I'm not sure that that's what that means, because I am getting that this is a plan, and it could just been that it was a plan to try and skate around the police to deal with legal consequences. And we get the Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. Well, it would be potentially, because the Nine of Pentacles is supposed to be about a nice garden or a nice environment or a more upscale kind of place, home. It's more high scale with the nine. And I just feel that the Four of Cups next to it could be a small body of water, quite possibly, in a nice area. But with the Four of Cups, I would say a smaller body of water. And an area that's known perhaps to have a great view, to be very aesthetic. And it looks possible too with this Four of Cups, it could be saying they didn't exercise much care or concern in doing so, but they left her in a place that is actually more aesthetic, nice looking, well cared for, or I don't know, maybe has a view. It could be a more expensive area that's come about over the years. You never know. But there is something about a nicer kind of environment. But then we get that lack of caring with the Four of Cups, the kind of, they don't really care about, I think, what they're doing. Look, we get the Devil and the Past card with the Six of Cups. So this person has a past record, in my opinion. and probably not only for potential assault, but I'm going to say probably different various addictions, and obsessant, addictive, negative uh, coping, quote unquote, mechanisms. They're maladies. It's not the right way to deal with your stress. So they go to something that is corrupt. It's not a healthy means. And it looks like this is something definitely that has been, we're shown has a past to it. Possibly also a nod towards childhood and being around a corrupt environment. So that's what we're being shown. I can't help that. I feel like it's indicating, because that this person responsible, especially with that justice card as well, could have at this point some legal record. And if they don't, they have definitely engaged in such behaviors, I think, in the past. I think this is not just something new that somebody decided that day to do to her. This is something that this person has a dark nature and they target people. Was she weighted down in some way? Because I did get a small body of water, and I am getting the Two of Swords, which is kind of inactive. I don't know if they're, honestly, I have my doubts now about really finding her, because I'm asking about the location, and this just makes it like there's something concealed, and it could be underwater, under something, and maybe even weighted down. Page of Cups and the Chariot. And then this also makes me feel like potentially they went to an area where there was a small body of water again. The Page of Cups. Again, I don't think this person took what they did I think they could have been in an altered state of mind, either through some kind of mental issue, or obviously they have some kind of disorder, but also quite possibly through the use of any kind of substance. And we get the vehicle again, and a sense of accomplishment. And we get a little bit of water here again, and movement. So I'm feeling that they took her someplace to where there was a body of water. Water, unfortunately, for criminals is something for them to conceal their crimes. So that's why often they do that. It also can wash away, nowadays we know, DNA and that kind of thing. So I kind of feel that from the cards I'm getting, she's probably in or been weighted down, possibly in a small body of water. Definitely shows what I feel like them taking her car to commit this and do this. The car was somewhat wiped down, according to programs I watched. So person probably wiped it down and left. And there wasn't really anything like amiss. I think this person, I think she didn't live long after she was abducted. I think this was their plan. We do, however, get the Star and the Queen of Cups. And this is hope. Now, I don't know. I think this is probably either somebody working on the case or family, could be your mother even. But I see that there is hope, or that some hope still remains. And this person's gone through a lot, but they're not giving up. And we get the Moon and that's weird. I shuffled that. We get this again. The Moon and the Three of Swords. I feel like this is probably her mother, or close relative, being brokenhearted. And I think just caught up in concern for what one doesn't know, and knowing that there's been some sort of a cover-up, whoever did this. So despite this woman's great pain and suffering, she still has hope, I think, of answers, and I think recovery of Jennifer. I'm being shown the High Priestess in the Tower, so there is something that's coming. That was tried, they tried to keep secret, that was tried to keep. So interesting with their efforts, I think, to conceal what they did with the Moon. I think there might be something that occurs with the Tower that's unexpected, that the secret, gets revealed, so to speak. It's they're not able to cover it up. And you can't see it so well here, but I love this deck, which is the Light Seers deck, because the High Priestess's eyes, if you look very closely, though the eyes are closed, you can also see them opening, kind of the psychic eye. So when I get that in the Tower, I feel like something's going to give. And it's in the future, Three of Wands. Oh, look, and there is the Sun. So something is going to become exposed. Maybe if she's in some body of water, the water levels could change. That's often how many times things happen. I do think that she's relatively local. I didn't get like the Six of Swords or anything like that when I was asking about locality, which would make me think further out. And I think that it was probably a small body of water within relatively quick area, I think this person probably scouted the place as a dumping ground, to be honest, before they acted. And the fact that they got cards that says they have this devil in their past makes me feel this isn't their first rodeo. They've done other things. So that's interesting. Something with regard to her case, either her or what happened, is going to come out. And I'm shown with that Three of Wands that we're just waiting for that news to come in. With this, and the Sun goes with it. That will reveal. It makes me excited to pull the next few cards. We get the Three of Cups. There's a sense of celebration, but there's also a sense of the Ten of Swords, of a great deal of kind of the end of a very long, dark time, giving way to a new morning. So there could be a turning point then. This could be the turning point for those that have been looking for her, in the sense of we found her. That's the vibe I'm picking up. I'm hopeful of. Again, it has to do with time and patience and persistence with that Nine of Wands, where you're enduring a lot of hardship, but you're still standing at the end of the day. And there is just new, I think, information or something new that is revealed. And because we do have a card that deals with somebody that's been put through a great deal of challenges, we do get then the next, we get the Five of Swords and the Lovers. I do feel that it is and was an SA. It was an attack, an intimate attack. I don't know if someone's going to bring information or something forward, but somehow perhaps that's going to come out. Not terribly surprised, unfortunately. We get the Hermit and we get the Hierophant. I don't know if this is like a confession and a person on their own, or a person that got out of a marriage or divorced. There's kind of that energy too. Again, there's kind of something up with relationships in them. We get the Death card and we get the World. So there's something that's her death, I think, may get more resolved. There, might come more to a complete circle. And to me, this means that maybe there will at least be more understanding in the future about what happened, who did it. I think they're going to, it could come out or come close, very close to the person that did it. But something is going to come out in the future, and we just need to keep watching the horizon. And it would bring a much fuller completion of the situation regarding her death. I would hope that it would mean that they recover her and get some answers. Well, there is Judgment and the Wheel. So again, I feel that there's a good chance yet for this, with the Star and the other cards, despite everything and how tough it would be to find her, that something unexpected is going to occur. And there's information, at least, possibly even finding her in recovery. Here we have Judgment and the World. So I feel the other one before was the Wheel of Fortune. No, this is the World. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Sorry. Sometimes those two throw me. Wow. So there's going to be a change. And this is holding people responsible. And particularly when I'm looking at disappearances and deaths, usually on this card, often with the traditional Rider-Waite, there's often graves and people rising out of the graves. So I'm feeling too that the person and persons responsible could be found out, named, and there could be a change in regard to her case as a result. I'm just going to pull a few more and then I'll end this reading. We get the Seven of Wands and the Hanged Man. The delay, I think, in her case, the hold that's been on is going to, I think, go from inactive or in a standstill to very active and with a defense case, and I think prosecution. So I wonder if they can't take this to court, then they're going to be able to I think, handle the obstacles that have hung up the case in some regard. The Five of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, to me, this represents her being, I feel like, taken against her will from her home, and possibly those responsible losing anyone that was still alive, losing. They may be in a situation where their health may not be great, or they've just come to find out this person is known to have issues. It's strange. But I also really do feel that this could indicate possibly her remains being located, or something found out. The Magician and Strength. I also get that they're going to find out that she really fought. That Seven of Wands also made me feel like it could have been her putting up a really strong defense. I do think she did. And then this doubles that suspicion with the Strength card, somebody that has really endured and tried everything she could. But I think, it did not, unfortunately, make it through for her. And this can also be her family, having to endure all this. And now perhaps the ball will finally be more in their court, so to speak, and an effective course of action for what they've endured. One thing about that, there is, I think, getting answers for them in clarity with the Ace of Swords is going to help them to go to the Four of Swords. Often this is a tomb that is shown on this card, and it could be that they can then, hopefully, if they are able to recover her remains. Sorry, they're cleaning the streets. Hold on. I feel that this is hopefully them being able to have clarity about what happened, maybe who, and being able to, I think, know where her remains are and have her buried, their family able to do that. That tends to make me feel like this is healing as well. It is withdrawing back so that one can heal and one has clarity. So I think some answers will be coming, believe it or don't. And I'm kind of surprised by that. There might be someone that brings a message forward. This could be information about someone, and it could also be that this person was approaching other people, and they have something to share. So I think there's a good chance. Now, let me just throw cards to see if the person responsible is going to see any time behind bars for it. Is the person responsible for Jennifer's disappearance and obviously passing, are they going to be able to be incarcerated for her crime? Because many times some of these people live a rough life and pass, but let's just see. Will the person responsible for Jennifer's disappearance back in 2006 in Orlando, are they going to be able to be incarcerated for her death and abduction? I'm getting the Two of Pentacles. Maybe, maybe not. It's kind of like, it makes me think that with the Page of Pentacles, Go to the 2. I don't know. Quite possibly I do have a family that gets where there's kind of there's like almost like a gift. Is it somebody being recognized though? I think there's something positive coming with regard to knowing who the person and persons were that did this and that helped. And I keep getting a family card. I don't know, is some member of their family going to be talking or coming forward? I don't know. And again, there is something yet to come out. I think also somebody that's very good at the job with investigation here might be able to pull more information together at the end of the day and get more secrets to come out, more information. Well, I do get a male here, also a King of Cups and the 2 of Wands. So I think they're going to get some names at some point and start trying to look and see if they can locate these people or see if they're still alive. Look at this. I see theft, and I think someone that's possibly passed. I think someone that's absconded, that left. So I'm going to leave it there because any more, and I think I'm just going to be confusing to myself. But, well, there is help. And maybe to ID somebody or to find out, I know that they found, and it took them a while to find out who Chino was, but maybe yet in the future, once things come back up, maybe that will heat up to bring the identity of that person out. There's Temperance and the Fool. So I do think the risk that someone took in doing this, and I do think they were a young person when they did it, a younger person, with the Temperance and the Fool. Not the Temperance so much, but the Fool. But I think we're going to find out. There's bits and pieces with Temperance. And to do with the risk that they took, the action that they did. And I think they thought they were going to get away with it. I'm still very hopeful. And I can't believe I'm saying that with this old case, but the Chariot and the Star. Something it looks like we'll move forward with this case, possibly in the future. So I guess we'll just have to watch the horizon, like I said, and see. If you have any more questions, you can ask them down in the comments below. If you appreciate readings of this nature, please give me a thumbs up if you'd be so kind. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me in this deep dive. I do feel like I was able to ascertain that the cards indicate someone from that group that was working there, and there could be some more information, more details, who knows, something that will, I think, be pleasing to the family coming along yet. So let's keep our prayers up for this family and for all who have family that are missing. Pardon the wound back again. I'm signing off and going to look at other videos that I've got to make for you guys. So take care, and I'll talk to you soon.